Yo, what's good guys, I'm Fire here back with another video, and today we're going to be hopping into another defense in College Football 25. Today we're going to be running our business out of the nickel 3-3 over, or 3-3 mint formation. Now with the 3-3 mint, we are going to be running the cover 6, which is going to be on the right hand side. I have ran this a little bit in gameplays before, but we're going to actually post a video on it. This is the first time I think I'm posting a video out of this 3-3 mint formation. Now 3-3 mint is going to be kind of like the old 3-3-5 odd out of Madden. If you guys played Madden, you would know that. So pretty much what we have here is interesting. We have just pretty much our normal stuff. I hate how they... Now, with the star position, I think we can put like a linebacker there, so that's technically a linebacker spot if I'm not mistaken. You can also put safeties at the linebacker position if you want safeties. Again, we're going to run cover 6, so we want auto flip on. We will talk about zone drops with that flat potentially a little bit later, but we'll start out with auto flip on. And let's go up against... hopefully the cover 2 is on the right side. Okay, so we're going to just go up against the spread here. Now, let me just move the camera down a little bit. Alright, so coming out, there's the first thing I like doing is pressing my DBs. Now, you do want to be a little bit careful not to get burnt, but we're going to press the DBs. Now, it does look like he actually has the D-line adjustment, so no worries about that. The first setup would just be to run it pretty much like this. Now, you could shift the D-line to the left if you want. We'll just kind of leave it over here. And then I like to usually just put B, our outside corner, on a cloud flat. Just a normal standard cloud flat. I like using the vertical hook here. So pretty much what cover 6 is, I guess I should talk about it just for people that don't know. It's going to be cover 4 on one side, cover 2 on the other side. 4 plus 2 equals 6. That's where you get that number from. And we're just going to pretty much play our coverage like this. So I like this formation for a few reasons. I feel like the sheds are a lot better out of this formation. Just there. We get some really good block sheds. Obviously, quarters do really well against zigs. They take away posts. Over here we have a slant that's taken away by our user. And then we have Travis over here on the cloud flat. He's taking away that. So really the only place to go to the ball would have been the quick flats. And that can be taken away with zone drops. We'll talk about some of that later. Now, so again, the first setup is just very simple. Put B on a cloud flat, press your DBs. You could like slant over if you want, yada yada yada, whatever. Again, you're gonna watch this middle of the field, and that is gonna be the first way to do it. Now, the second way we like to do it is actually gonna be an aggressive style. And what you're going to do here is you're going to put X in a cloud flat on the left and L1 in a deep half. So doing this, it leaves a hole in the middle of the field, so you do have to watch that, of course. We're going to kind of watch deep. I'm like, oh, I got to defend, watch post. But this is going to play a little bit more of a safer style of defense. And this is going to be good, like, if we could somehow create a bunch look. So let's say they have bunch. Now, in normal cases, it's going to be matched up like this. So let's say they have bunch. We want to press our defense. This would be good situationally for this type of thing. And then even what you could do over here on the left, which will be the next adjustment, is we could man up B on the running back, or we could put him in a vert hook. This allows us to play a little bit more aggressive and go over and defend some of the things like R1. But I mean, X could be open over there. That's something you want to be a little bit careful of, but overall, that is going to be good defense. And yeah, so going back to that original setup, what we could do is just put B in. Like, obviously, if you can get an athletic player here, it's going to be ideal because you can only really man him up on the running back. It doesn't let you man him up on like wide receivers or those types of players, which is a little bit unfortunate, but usually it's going to be the better bet to put him in coverage. If you want, we could also turn this into another type of a defense where we go almost like this, and it creates almost like a cover 3 look. You could put B on a deep half as well. So we put B in a deep half, we put B in a curl flat, and this allows us to put the safety in something. So if I wanted to man up the safety on Y, let's say Y is on like a deep cross. So the setup is like this, I guess, something like, you know, something like this. We could cross man And I know I'm getting a little bit complicated, but this is good, right? We go deep half. You could leave him on an outside third. Obviously, we're going to kind of watch this quick seam. But, I mean, overall, you see the coverage there. It's pretty good. Now, it is the 3-man rush. Don't expect to get super quick sheds, right? But that is going to be one of your more creative adjustments. Now, if you didn't want to press, you could also back up Travis by pressing Y, A, B, and then up on the left stick or right stick. And this allows you to maybe put him in the third and still play your coverage like this. Even on an outside third, I'm not too worried about him getting burnt. I do want to probably keep that free safety in an inside quarter just for match purposes, but I mean, you're forcing him to check it down. The coverage there is going to be very solid. Obviously, again, just the standard way to do it would be just putting this guy in the vert hook. And let's say we use her ourselves. If you want to show blitz, you can. I don't love showing blitz with the deep half over here because even just something like a streak can sometimes get good positioning on you. But it's not the worst idea in the world, right? And, I mean, coverage has been pretty good so far, so that is obviously one way to do it. Now, talking about the run defense, if we just play like stock inside zone here, it's pretty easy to gap shoot, especially if they run it over there to the right side. So I'm definitely a fan of the run defense, just traditionally gap shooting. Now, apparently that guy can't tackle. That's why you put... Maybe you don't want to use the safety at the linebacker position. It's going to be okay. Let's say you want to shift, or even pinching gives them a different look. Now, I wouldn't pinch because it seems like if you were to pinch, then what you could do as an offensive player is probably try and take that outside. Like this. So I would avoid pinching if you're going to. You'd probably want to slant to the left, or shift left. Kind of like this, but even with the gap shoot, you should be fine, right? You'd slant inside after you shift left, whatever. Probably play that a little bit slower, but that could be good defense. Now, if you want to play some kind of a man coverage adjustment, what you can do is we can still go cloud flat over here, but maybe I want to man up this tight end. He's killing me on some kind of a breaking route, right? Let's say he's playing a deep cross. I don't know. I'm trying to create different types of looks for you guys. Something like this. And the tight end's killing you on the crosser, and we have good man coverage. We could do this. We could still have our vert hook out here, so we could actually still use this player because we can't man him up. So I could use this player over here. Now, it's not going to be as athletic, but you could do that. Other option would be leave the 4-man rush and just go ahead and man him up. Use the 3-rec hook. Now you're going to have a little bit more responsibility over here, but it doesn't really affect too many things. We still get relatively quick pressure. Now let's talk about the zone drops. With the zone drops, what I would probably recommend you guys would do is go with, I would probably start out at 10, because the key thing with running cover 6 is you're going to want to mix this in with the cover 4 quarters. You're not going to want to sit there and run strictly cover 6. If you're mixing it in with quarters, it's difficult for him to pick up on, like, oh, expecting a cover 2 over there. So if you can mix it up, or just enough with the 10-yard zone drops, then that's going to be ideal because it's going to help you defend. Like, A is a difficult throw, but Travis Hunter is also there to make a quick tackle and prevent anything from more than a 4 or 5-yard gain over there on the right. So it just really gives you more freedom, right? And again, could you get beat deep? Yes. If you don't get any pressure, you could. But takes a lot, and he's going to be probably putting together a few weird setups because quarters is going to be the base defense that you're running. You're going to audible to cover 6 in specific scenarios, but I would come out and cover 4 as your base defense. Now, obviously, again, this would not be a good zone drop depth if you're trying to play this kind of a coverage. On the left side, you would go 20, and if I was going to go 20, I would probably go with, again, this setup because you don't want a super deep zone over there. So I would play it like this probably. And even in this setup, if you want like the 4 deep zones, you could still put them in a middle third. You would just still have the 3-man rush, and you would just have to use over here the vert hook. So the setup would be still solid, right? It would And I'll show that one more time because I do think that is a really good setup. Again, you're going to press, you're going to put X in a cloud flat, L1 in a deep half, A in an inside third, B in an outside third, and then you're going to put this BD lineman in the curl flat. So you would play it like this. It's a 3-man rush. You have kind of a cover 3 on the right, and you have a cover 6 inverted with a cloud flat and a deep half on the left. So, I mean, that is a really good coverage. That's more of an advanced coverage. Obviously, if we wanted to, the other thing we could do is play just straight up man coverage over here. Like if we really wanted to, I could just user him. And if I want to just man up my D lineman, we could just man up 3 players, still have cover 4 on the left. And then it's like, hey, I don't have to worry as much, assuming we have good man coverage guys. That's going to be a 3-man rush setup, but it is something that we can do. So overall, I like the 3-3 mint a lot. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel down below, and peace. I'm out of here.